Ever have a guy break your heart and then left you wondering how you were gonna pick up all those shattered pieces? Wanna know some effective ways you can recover from heartbreak quickly that you can implement right away? I've got those 8 tips coming to you right now. Hey everyone, I'm dating and relationship coach Ryan Patrick. Today, we're talking about all things heartbreak. Now, I think I naturally avoided this particular topic on my channel for a while now, since it was something that I suffered from pretty hardcore back in my 20s. But ironically, having my heart broken was the catalyst that I needed to change my life. And hopefully it can be that way for you as well. So in this video, I'm gonna cover 8 steps you can take to reduce the pain significantly from heartbreak, even if you find remnants of pain lingering from years and years ago. But first, if you're new to the channel or have seen some of my videos before and would like a super easy and free way to support me in this channel, please hit that like button and subscribe below, and make sure to turn on all notifications so you never miss one of my weekly Monday videos. This really helps my videos get circulated more via the YouTube algorithm to share with more folks out there. So guys, thank you so much in advance for your support. Now, why does heartbreak just hurt so damn bad? And why does it seem to completely overwhelm our senses? I mean, my heartbreak was so bad that I was actually having physical pains in my chest for months. Like, what the heck? The truth is, on a biochemical level, our bodies are actually thrust into a similar state to drug withdrawal. When our love is thrown back into our faces, essentially, it sends us into a mode of what most easily can be described as drug-seeking behavior. And instead of actually going out and seeking drugs, what we do is we go back to our ex and we beg and we plead with them to get them back. We do things that we never even imagine ourselves ever doing. So clearly, this is a very powerful force that requires a very careful and thoughtful approach. Here are 8 steps you can implement right now in how to get over a guy who broke your heart. The first step is remove all traces and triggers of him. Guys, you need to get rid of everything. It's the one thing I wish I would have done when I was going through that pain. So, delete all of your digital photos together, throw away all those old boxes, delete all of your photos from social media, and also unfollow all of his social media accounts. Trust me on this. It's the hard stuff you don't want to do that you absolutely need to do. Finally, stop going to places that remind you of him or places where you can just run into him. Stop hanging out with mutual friends you guys made together. This is how you begin to transition out of the pain. The second step is mourn the breakup and accept it. You are mourning the death of a relationship, and its power and its impact on you should not be underestimated. You may have found yourself calling his friends up relentlessly after the breakup and trying to find a way to win him back. But the truth is, the damage, it's already done. So now you just need to accept it in order to begin to heal. Trying one last time with your ex mimics perfectly what people do when they're in drug withdrawal. They begin exhibiting drug-seeking behavior to get their fix. And you'll want that love fix, no doubt. And I would strongly consider joining a support group of women that are in a similar circumstance to you, that are on the mend from a breakup themselves. And along with this channel, you'll want to tap into a community of people that understand what you're feeling and what you're going through, and a place where you feel free to let out those emotions. The third step is restructure your support net. Along with finding that community, you may find that you have to move some things around socially and beef up your support system when it comes to your friends. Not everyone is going to be able to empathize with your situation out of your friends and your family for a variety of reasons. I mean, some people have never experienced heartbreak, so they have no idea why you're hurting months and months after your breakup. It's completely foreign to them. And some just don't have the emotional capacity for it. I mean, it's heavy stuff. Just make sure that you have at least a handful of people that you can sort of bounce between, so you're not unloading on just one person to the point where they just can't handle it and they no longer want to offer you their support. The fourth step is stop the idealization loop. Ooh, the tricks we play on our brain and the reasons we go through as to why the breakup happened. Now, most of you are not gonna get the closure that you need from your ex. So I would just tell you guys up front not to expect that from him as you guys part ways. Things ended, he made a decision, fine. Please, please, please do not make the mistake of idealizing your relationship after you break up. What do I mean by that exactly? Don't allow yourself to only think about the good times with him, because that's what we do when we're hurt and we're trying to comfort ourselves. Just remember to tell yourself things were not all good, and that's why things ended. The fifth step is avoid unnecessary obstacles to healing. Vices tend to come out hard when we're healing. They're typically how we self-medicate ourselves. But be careful of things like drinking and drug use, because these will most certainly ice out any healing you need to do. And just make sure you keep a close eye on what your instincts are telling you to do right after a breakup. Because if any time at all, this is the time when they're the most off because they're in survival mode. Heartbreak typically strips us of our sound judgment, and we typically end up needing the complete opposite of what our gut is telling us we need. The sixth step is double down on a new, healthy routine. A breakup creates a pattern interrupt in our normal day-to-day operations, which throws us off balance and leaves us feeling confused and helpless. One of the most effective ways to counterbalance this pattern interrupt is to manually create one ourselves. Things like doubling our physical activity and our creative outlets. Anything that involves the voice, like singing or public speaking, to vocally express ourselves. And of course, writing. This may sound silly, but it's really not. Consider getting a breakup journal. There you can write and flush out anything you want to say to your ex to get it out of you, because you need to release all of it. The seventh step is postpone dating for a while. Dating is another go-to crutch you might gravitate towards because it feels familiar and empowering to you. Just hold off for a little while if you can. The problem lies with how quickly we want to bond with another human being in order to fill that void that we're feeling inside. When we're in a rush to do this and we haven't fully healed yet, it can lead to rebound relationships, which feel great in the short term, but end up hurting us more in the end when they're over. And just to be clear on what a rebound relationship is, it's where we quickly find another boyfriend or girlfriend after our hearts are just broken. Things move way too fast and are based on feelings that were never real in the first place. The eighth step is know that time has got your back. I know it's cheesy, but time really does heal all wounds. Some wounds take longer than others, but that hole that you have will be patched up eventually. The big thing to remember during a breakup, guys, is to slow down. Just slow everything down. Your mind and your heart are gonna be racing a mile a minute. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is be good to yourself right now. There's just no reason to look back anymore, even if this ex comes out of nowhere and gives you some attention. Sorry, buddy, I got to do. Thanks for stopping by. Whether you knew this guy for a long time or just long enough to start caring for him, everything you're feeling and the way those feelings present themselves to you are totally okay. Give yourself grace and know that things don't work out with people for a variety of reasons. It may have had little to actually do with you and more with what they were going through. There's no need to be hard on yourself. I've got my step-by-step video course on how to land an amazing boyfriend launching so soon, guys. If you'd like to get an email notification when enrollment opens, just leave your first name and email address at daterboy.com/reminder. And guys, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like below. I'm sending you all healing energy out there, and I'll see you guys next week.